happiness and what you need. Only then will you succeed. So basically what I mean by this is to focus on yourself before you really focus on anything else. You need to know what you want out of life and what you need to make you happy. So focus on the goals you want to achieve and don't drain yourself for things that aren't good for you. Focus on what is good for you. Why is forgiving important? Even though it may be hard, holding on to anger and pain harms us more than the person that hurt us. It can just drag you down, and if you forgive that person, then it will help you and your growth and your happiness. And it might even help that person to not do whatever they did again, and it can help them to grow. Forgiveness allows us to move on. Do humans really need each other? Like me, a lot of us are very independent, but we still need one another. It's good to have people who care for you and who you care for. Humans are gregarious, and we naturally seek companionship. It's good to have someone even if it's just one person, and it doesn't even have to be a partner. It can also be a best friend. If you could go back to give yourself advice, what would it be? So, I was very shy right up until about 9th grade, and if I could, I'd probably tell myself to not care too much about what other people think, and to just be myself. I'm still a shy person, but not as bad as I used to be. Now I don't really care what other people think of me, and it's nice because I can just act myself. And I still get anxious around people, but at the same time, I figure that no one really cares what you do because they're too busy focusing on themselves. I wish I could have thought the same way I do now instead of how I thought back then, but that's all a part of growth. If Morrie got ALS around Mitch's age instead of 78, do you think he would be more accepting? Personally, I don't think so, because he was around 78 when he got ALS, as he had already lived most of his life. I feel like if he would have been much younger, like around Mitch's age, I don't think he would be very accepting. It would be depressing to hear that, because you haven't even lived most of your life yet, and it would be like your life was being cut in half. You have to live with the thought that you're gonna die soon, and that would be saddening and could make someone bitter. At that point, you haven't even experienced much yet. That would be upsetting to know because you'd miss out on so much. Like, why would this happen to me? But at the same time, it's good that he accepted it because it made it more peaceful for himself, knowing that he accepted death. It may be harder to do at a younger age. I thought Tuesdays with Morrie was a great book. I really don't like reading. It takes a lot for a book to be interesting to me, but I loved the way Mitch wrote it and seeing his growth throughout the book. I enjoyed his talks with Morrie and hearing about Morrie. The talks opened my eyes on so many subjects. I didn't know there were so many different opinions about death and what could happen after, but it gave me new perspectives on things like family, love, and of course death. It was fascinating and an interesting book. I recommend it just to give it a read. You might like it a lot and gain some wisdom or new opinions. Thank you guys, I hope you enjoyed it.